You're not here to be liked. You're here to be real. I used to be the guy that smiled all the time, always agreeable, always easy to be around. The guy who apologized for shit that wasn't his fault. The guy who'd say yes when every fiber in his body wanted to say no. I thought that made me strong. I thought it made me noble. But the truth is, it made me resentful. People walked all over me. Women never had respect for me. And deep down, I just hated who I was. Because I wasn't being nice out of kindness. I was being nice because I was scared. Scared of being alone. Scared of being disliked. Scared of making people uncomfortable. And that's what most people don't get. The nice guy isn't a good man. He's a man who's lost his edge. A man who's disconnected from his own reality. And I know that because I lived it. I performed. I people pleased. I played it safe. And it nearly broke me. So, in this video, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how I got stuck in that identity. And what led to the collapse. And how that pain became the spark that built the man I am today. Let's make something clear though. A nice guy isn't a good man. He's a man disconnected from himself. He doesn't say what he feels. He doesn't ask for what he needs. He doesn't stand on anything real. Why? Because he's afraid. Afraid of rejection. Afraid of conflict. Afraid of not being seen enough as the good guy. So instead of being honest, he becomes agreeable. Instead of speaking up, he stays silent. Instead of leading, he folds. He'll tell people what they want to hear. He'll swallow his emotions. He'll wear a mask so polished, even he forgets who's underneath it. And then he wonders why he feels invincible. The truth is, the nice guy is lying. Lying to everyone, lying to himself. And I know it because I lived it for years. And the worst part, you don't even realize it's happening until something wakes you up. So where does this all begin? A lot of it starts with my mom. When you grow up with a mom who's emotionally distant, you start to learn that your role is to stay out the way, to not be a problem, to stay quiet and hope that earns you love. You start shaping your identity around avoiding disconnection. You learn to tiptoe around other people's moods. You silence your own feelings to avoid being too much. Then add a Disney fantasy that we all grew up on. The sweet, loyal, self-sacrificing guy who waits patiently for the girl just by being nice. But real life doesn't work that way. In the real world, that guy gets ghosted, friend-zoned, overlooked, cheated on. Then society chimes in. Masculinity is toxic. Anger is bad. Conflict means you're wrong. So what do most men do? We suppress ourselves. We fold. We become digestible. That's not emotional intelligence. That's emotional neutering. And for years, I wore that mask also. Looking back now, it was so obvious. But when you're in it, you can't really see it. I thought I was doing the right thing. I was saying yes when I wanted to say no. I was overthinking everything I'd say. I let people talk over me, disrespect me, and I just smiled through it. I wasn't speaking up because I just didn't think my voice mattered. And deep down, I didn't believe I deserved respect. I was constantly performing, making people comfortable at the expense of my truth, avoiding conflict and bottling up anger, being passive-aggressive instead of assertive. I was agreeable, I was polite, but I was also dying on the inside. My breaking point wasn't random though. It was my first real heartbreak, with my first girlfriend left me. I remember thinking, how could she leave? I did everything right. I was supportive, I listened, I never raised my voice. I I did everything I thought I was supposed to, but I wasn't being me. I was a filtered version of myself, constantly walking on eggshells, trying to be a perfect boyfriend. And that's why she left. Not because I was too much, but because I wasn't enough of myself. That breakup crushed me, but it woke me the fuck up. Because for the first time, I saw the truth. Being a nice guy doesn't protect me. It lets me empty, powerless, resentful. And that pain became the start of my self-improvement journey. After that breakup, I didn't numb out. I didn't jump into another relationship. I didn't distract myself with cheap highs. I chased growth. I hit the gym, not to impress anyone, but to reconnect with myself. I started journaling, writing with brutal honesty about what I felt, feared, and refused to admit. I started reading, sitting with hard truths, reflecting on versions of me that I hid, and reflecting on the man who I wanted to become. I stopped trying to be liked, and for the first time, I started respecting myself. That was the beginning of everything changing. I didn't become cold. I didn't become arrogant. I became solid, grounded. I became a man who could actually look in the mirror and be proud of. Once I stopped performing, I saw real change. I spoke up more. I said no without guilt. I didn't over-explain myself. I stopped asking people what they thought before I made a decision. The confidence wasn't loud, but it was quiet, still, rooted. The kind of energy that says, I know who I am, even if you don't get it. And that energy shifted everything. Not just how the world saw me, but how I saw me. So if you're stuck in the nice guy phase, anxious, invisible, walking on eggshells, you're not broken. But the version of you that keeps everyone happy while slowly cleaning your identity has to go. Start small. Tell the truth, even if it shakes things up. Set a boundary. Let silence be uncomfortable. You don't need to become aggressive. You just need to become honest. Because once you start maturing yourself, everything changes. If they say you drop a comment, tell me what part punched you in the chest. Or let me know where you're stuck. You're not here to be liked. You're here to be real. I appreciate you for watching. We'll see you in the next one.